She ain't just looking at you going, you ain't paying for it. Oh well, if you ain't paying, then I'm cool. What are you? Okay, cool on what? You talk about the only thing that you have to offer me is that ass. So then you basically, so now what we doing is negotiating the price. Then that's what you telling me.
Right, you just put a price
Because
on your
just
right.
There you go. If you telling me because I didn't buy a $3 Happy Meal for your daughter, you knew at that point I would. Oh, so it was $3? Oh, I'm cool on the $3. Then I don't want no $3 ass. You just did me a favor. If you just basically said because I didn't spend $3, I would never go get nothing. That means you just priced your shit. Survey said $3. I'm cool.
Ding, 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 ding. I'm out.
I'm cool.
Bargain basement ass.
Welcome to the TMF podcast, where we have too many feelings. I'm your host, T Staples, and I'm joined by...
It's your man, Freddie B. I'm in the building. You already know what it is.
I mean, you better be in the building. It's cold outside, brother. And who else we got on the line?
Y'all already know it's your boy Boogie, BOOG, exclamation point E. I'm the Black Forest Gump.
Hey, I feel like Crip Walker right now. DOOG, Boogie out here, and all y'all gonna see. But anyway, all y'all listening, we'll bring you all these feelings from the comforts of our homes, and it sounds like a park. That's right, 100% remote. So if you feel our show, show us how you feel by subscribing so you can get notified when the new episodes drop. And if you like what you're hearing, send us a message. Our handles are in the description below. We love to know how you feel. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about some of our personal dating experience, but this is the guys' talk, not the ladies' talk. This is the guys' talk. But first, it's time for a moment I like to call the Internet Never Lost. That's right. In my attempt to navigate through the endless insanity of interconnectivity that we all call the internet, I find myself just digging and digging and digging until I come across some celebrity gossip. But I don't like celebrity gossip in particular. I like to hear when the celebrities have something to say. And this, my friends, is an opportunity when not only did I hear from one side, but I heard from the other side. It's the Tiny and T.I. versus Sabrina Patterson issue. Let's just go ahead and dive into it. It seems to me that when you're a celebrity and we've gone through the Me Too era, you would think to yourself, man, if I got some dirt, I need to make sure I clean up my dirt before it come out. But according to Sabrina Patterson, T.I., Clifford Harris, that is right, has some dirt that he's been keeping undercover, and people have been keeping undercover for him. But for some reason, Sabrina has decided to come out and tell her truth. And upon coming out and telling her truth, other women have decided they're going to tell their truth too. But let's hear what T.I. had to say about this.
If a person does not have any right to criminally or civilly have you in court, the best thing they could do is get you for a defamation. That's the strategy. That's the intention. Say a whole bunch of false stuff about you that get people to believe and make them come out and say, they're a liar, they're a liar, they're a liar. And then they can say, see, they call me a liar. That's defamation. Then they drag you in court, get you under oath and all that. Because unfortunately right now, it doesn't matter as much what they can prove you did. It matters what you can prove you didn't. Women who have been victimized deserve to be heard. Black women in particular should be supported, protected, defended, and uplifted. However, evil has no gender. Now, what we're not going to do is open up the door to my bedroom for everybody to come in and chime in and make their opinions about what we do and don't do or should or shouldn't do. But I will say this. Whatever we ever have done has been done with consensual adults who into what we into and like what we like. We ain't never forced nobody. We ain't never drugged nobody against their will. We ain't never held nobody against their will. We ain't never trafficked anything, sexually trafficked anything. I ain't never raped nobody. Also, I'm going to tell you what's factual. There have been fake stories put up that blog sites anonymously sent to this person. And what this does is it dismantles the mechanism that women have created for themselves. You can't weaponize something with baseless claims. These are not stories of actual events. And I have proof of that.
Well, okay, he's made his statement. Let's see what Sabrina has to say.
Don't ever let loyalty kill your moral compass. Don't ever let money kill the person you are within. Don't ever let that happen. You know what happened. I know what happened. And I don't understand how you got these big old balls of steel, because you know me. You know me. More than you know me, you know me. And I'm the smallest bit of your worries. Your words need to be, because my voice has spoke up, many women will follow. That's what you need to be worried about today. Don't worry about me. I'm outside of the statute of limitations. I don't need nothing from you. But my truth is my truth. My truth, what happened to me, my pain, my trauma, what I experienced, what I'm experiencing right now, these are all my truth. And regardless of how you want to look at it, how you want to spin it, how you want to say it, who you want to protect, who you want to cover up, this is the problem. This is a problem. A real problem. You know what happened. I know what happened. He knows what happened. So don't sit around. What you won't do on top of everything else is you won't lie on me. We're going to go truth for truth. Truth is, Clifford Harris put a gun in my head. Ooh. Truth is, I didn't have a weapon. Truth is, I didn't call the police on him. Truth is, I didn't sue him and I could have. Truth is, I never spoke about this on the many times I could have spoke about it. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Now, he said his truth and she said her truth, but then she took it one step further. She said, let me get a lie detector because y'all think I'm playing the game. Y'all think I'm lying on my coochie. So let me get this lie detector.
So Sabrina, first of all, we just completed the test, and the way that I valued the chart, I valued it myself, but went through two separate computer algorithms as a second opinion. We actually checked here 3 questions. They're actually the same about whether or not you were held at a gunpoint. And so we have 3 pertinent questions. In 2007, did T.I. Harris pointed a gun to your head? You said yes. Question was, in 2007, did T.I. Harris pointed a gun to your head in Tameka's home? You said yes. And in the third question, in 2007, did T.I. Harris threaten you with a gun pointed to your head? You said yes. Both based on my evaluation of the charts and based on those 2 computer algorithms, my conclusion is that you told the truth on those 3 pertinent questions. You're telling the truth, and this you indeed were held at the gunpoint in Tameka's home by T.I. Harris.
Thank you.
Okay, so we got all that. So there's all of the evidence laid out there for you. So people at home, I got 2 questions for you. Who do you think is telling the truth? And what would you do if you had a gun held to your head? Send us a message. Our handles are in the description below, and let us know how you feel. This has been yours truly, T Staples, in this week's edition of The Internet Never Lost. And boy, is that a juicy one. Fellas, Boogie, Freddie B, did y'all hear that madness right there? Do you know?
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord. Do you know? So have you guys heard about the situation with Sabrina Patterson coming out, talking about her dealings with Tiny and T.I. and trying to protect the family?
I didn't know who it was, but I've heard something about T.I. and Tiny and sexual trafficking or something.
Well, he said he ain't trafficked nothing now sexually. Now he might have trafficked some drugs, but he ain't trafficked nothing sexually. Did y'all catch that? He said we ain't trafficked nothing sexually.
Yeah, I caught that.
Boogie, have you heard anything about this? Has this crossed your timeline?
Man, listen, it has. This is very tricky. This is even tricky to speak on because everything is just, you got to use your imagination. So once you start to use your imagination, talking about us as the voyeurs of the story. Mm-hmm. Once we start to use our imagination, well, everybody likes a different type of genre of film.
That's right.
So now it's tough to really speak on something that, like, it's so touchy. You talk about 2 humans that feel a certain way about something very specific that none of us were a part of that.
Yeah.
We might like this individual's talent, right? We might even like his wife's talent, but does that make the individual in question any more or less credible because she might not have millions of people that like her talent? So it's tricky to even, like I said, to speak on it, because now we talk about, if I say I don't believe that, now, you got the victims like, well, why not? If I say I do, it's like,
right.
I think, but the weird thing to me is these types of things will always take on a life of their own, and they'll soon become not about what it is, but about a popularity contest.
Yeah, who can become more popular? Yeah,
right.
It's interesting because even as I've been following the story, I was talking to some of my producers earlier, and I was basically saying I don't really want to do celebrity gossip unless we have both sides speaking. And when T.I. decided to bring his clip out, and then Sabrina responded, I was like, oh, okay, well, there we go. Like, she's the one that has all these people sending allegations in, and he's the one responding to it. So there we go. Because it's kind of weird when you just got the gossip, right? It's like back when Bill Cosby had the situations. Like, I wanted to hear what Bill Cosby had to say as well, but we never really got that, that public, that profession from him, and so we saw the deposition and we saw this other stuff, but it was like to hear T.I. say, no, listen, we ain't do none of this stuff. These allegations are egregious. I was like, oh, okay, well, there we go. One of the things I thought was also interesting is the reason why this has become an ordeal is not because of what Sabrina initially accused T.I. of, which was basically slapping her with the gun, pointing the gun at her, and pressing it against her head and basically saying, bitch, I'll kill you. That's not what really made this story spin. It was other women sending her their stories, and she decided to publish those stories publicly, right? Without giving him an opportunity to respond to just the thing with the gun, just her own initial, allegation.
But hold on, State. Hold on. Now, Freddie, you want to jump in here because I got some things to say.
No, go. This is a free for all, Boogie. Get in, get your stuff in.
See, I think what happens is, we've gotten to this place now where we feel like as people, we actually got a right to know some shit. Come on,
right?
Like we've actually put ourselves in this place with so much. I don't even want to blame it on social media, but just progression of culture and society. You get a chance to see so much that people are doing that now we've gotten used to that window. They ain't got the blinds is wide open. The curtain's wide open. We just stand in our living room watching what they doing across the street. Now when they close the blinds, we actually have a problem. So in this situation, it's like this individual said something. And we were actually not just waiting for T.I. to say something. We expected him to say something.
Okay,
like
I see what you're saying.
If he did it, right? Yeah. Like if he did it, that would have made him more or less guilty. Why?
Right. And it shouldn't matter, right? It shouldn't even matter, right?
Yeah, he didn't have to say anything. But again, it's the devil's curse, because y'all know this. Freddie, you know this. Everybody won't be famous. Everybody want what come with fame. Everybody want the gift baskets. Everybody want to be able to get into the parties.
The shit we all get, right? The swag bag, the shit we all get.
Right. Everybody want it. But what everybody don't want is not only for just the neighbor, but everybody in the neighborhood to know what's in their internet browser history. See, folks be ready to jump off a fucking building at that point. When somebody know you're looking at shit that you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But when it comes
squirrel porn,
there you go. Now you ready to kill yourself. But it's okay to stand on in the mob mentality. Get him, yeah. He better say something. If he didn't say, and T.I.'s like in this place. Think about what the world T.I. comes from. Comes from a world, like he said. I ain't never traffic no humans is what he's saying.
Right. He cleaned it up. He made sure he didn't.
He had to let it, because we know why we know him.
We know him for other reasons, right?
We know him for
Trap
other
music.
Specific. There you go.
Rubber band man.
Right. When he said, because he also has to understand that we ain't talking about pimping no more. They don't call that shit pimping no more.
Right.
That's human trafficking.
What was that pimp that I seen from LA that said that? He was from Oakland. What was that guy's name? Oh, jeez.
Oakland, something right?
It was a pimp from Oakland. He was on Vlad TV talking about how when that word, like what BooG said, they changed it to human trafficking. He was like, oh, well, they changed the game. I had to get out. Like,
there you go. Mm-hmm. There you go. So that's why you don't really ever hear Snoop talking like that pimp talk no more. Because
having girls on leashes.
Fam, that was like, let's not forget where we have come from. Not too long ago. We was watching Snoop, hanging out with Don Juan. So I think my point is this: we've gotten into this place where we think that, if somebody don't respond to something, salacious, frivolous, then that's saying something about them. And I feel like we shouldn't even. Man, there's so many people that been saying stuff about me. Imagine if we had to run around and dispel all the rumors that everybody says, or is it only based upon the folks that's popular?
Right. Yeah, that pimp that said that I mentioned earlier was Sugar Free. By the way, Sugar Free said that.
Sugar Free say that.
Yeah. He was a rap. Yeah, because he was a pimp, then he became a rapper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think with the situation, she talked about the gun being to her head, had the lie detector, so apparently it's true. But people gotta understand, lie detector doesn't mean it's 100% true.
Right, it's not 100%. So I will say that,
but it's basically saying it's more than likely true. So let's assume that he put the gun to her head or whatever. I also think that a lot of people don't realize with like celebs, people get around different celebrity couples and try to finesse them and like, they got money, and try to pull things out of them, and they'll be down with something that they ordinarily wouldn't be down with, but they're gonna be down with it for them because they get certain perks. And when those perks start to, when the gravy train dry up, or it ain't going the way the gravy ain't pouring it fast enough the way you want it to pour, then you start to pull back, and then sometimes people may do some nefarious stuff, and that person find out, like, I thought we was like, well, you gonna do that, and then she did something that warranted him to pull the gun out. I mean, not warranted, but she did something to provoke it, and she not saying what she did to provoke it. And so, she probably leaving that part out, make it seem like, they was some sexual stuff, and then he flew off the handle. I mean, it's a whole lot of speculation.
Fred, can I put a pin in what you just said, though, too? Like, because even when I read the actual, because, the story's more depth. When I actually went in depth with the story, to me, I kind of got the impression that she was a part of their bedroom chronicles at one point in time. You know what I mean? Like how T.I. said in his clip, what happens behind my closed door, that's what we do. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody. If you chose to get down with us, then you chose to get down with us. Don't be mad after we tired of getting down. And when you look at her, she built like T.I. I mean, she's built like Tiny. She like kind of looked like another Tiny. So as I'm reading the story and I'm reading some of their dealings they had prior to her allegations, I'm like, she seemed like she might be like with them on this bedroom chronicles thing, and they was just tired. Like, okay, we done with you. Me and Tiny moving over to another girl.
That's that's the thing. Like, the higher you go up, the more money you make. Like, people who got like money, like millionaires and multimillionaires, like they be doing all types of wild sexual escapades and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you get there, you realize, like, oh, y'all doing what? Because when you broke or you ain't got no money, like, most of the time, like, if you broke, you get another broke nigga. It's like, I'm not about to do all this. Like, why? Like, I'm not. No. Like, no, I'm not standing on my head. No, this girl ain't coming. No, nigga. I like you. I don't share.
Nigga, the ceiling fan. What you mean?
Right, but when you get to the millions of dollars and people got millions of dollars, like, more people are willing. Like, oh, okay, I can get flued out to Tahiti. Okay, when I get out there, I'll do some more wild stuff. Oh, you got 5 more girls out here, and I got to be down with all this. Okay, well, when the next time I'm gonna go to Tahiti? When the next time I'm gonna be in Bora Bora? Okay, I'll get down, and people acquiesce with this wild stuff. You know what I mean? But that's like, it's real jarring. You know what I'm saying? It's like you ride in a car and you going 50 miles an hour and you just slam the brakes on. And then you get mad at the person for slamming the brakes on, but it's like, nigga, I'm driving and I ain't wanna hit that pothole in my Lamborghini. And you like, well, why you just swerve around it? Like, nigga, you ain't driving. You riding. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you gonna ride, you gotta ride.
Yeah.
Well, let me pose this to y'all. So y'all remember when Tiger got caught up and all that?
Oh yeah,
right?
the 14 white women, right?
Right.
This nigga life fell apart, boy.
So he had to get ostracized by the world. He had to get reprimanded by the PGA. Like who the right? Like he got reprimanded because he cheated on his. That's between him and his wife. You know what I mean? But guess what? What was the whole reason? Because the perception that had been placed on this dude was by everybody else. So when everybody else's perception was wrong, we made him apologize.
Yeah.
Right? So ask yourself this question. Now, y'all know what it is. We grown ass men. We can have a grown ass man conversation.
Let's go.
We know factually that every woman that Tiger was kicking it with, they 95% of the time they was having 95% of the time they were not having sex. Y'all know what it is. These are the homies now, right? This is the escape. You know, this is the shorty house you can go over, you know, and just chill out on the couch, watch something. You know, she cool. Yeah. Her expectations are at this level, not at the same level as your relationship. So her expectations are just to see you, just to hang out. If you want to, you know, if you want to smack, she's down. Right. But for the most part, when you're so busy, y'all are just on text. Y'all are just having conversations like that. So if he's had 14 of those, because we know Tiger was an athlete, but Tiger wasn't consistently smacking 14 women.
That's a lot of women.
That's just not, he didn't have that type of time.
Yeah.
So we know that those relationships were not just branded in sex. They might have started like that, but for him to continue the relationship with them, that means that they were cool. Those were his homies, right?
Yeah.
So when the whole situation imploded on Tiger, how come we didn't just know about the one chick?
Right. We had to find out about the other 13.
But why did we have to find out about the other 13?
Yeah.
What was it that was his homies that made them go, oh, I'm finna tell.
I'm finna get a piece of that. I'm finna get that money. Yeah.
That's to come up.
That was your.
It's my time to shine, baby. Somebody took the lid off.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's the old witch hunt, man. You know, that's human nature, man. It's like it goes way back to Salem, Massachusetts, the witch hunt. Like, you know, it was one person, then it's the mob rule. You know what I mean? The echo chamber. It's like, okay, you said that. We gonna go get him.
Right. We essentially talking about the same thing with T.I. when he showed that, you know, some people were just making stories up, sending them over to this person.
Yeah.
And she's
and I think she's wrong. And I think she's wrong for just reposting them without any validation or vetting or anything. I think that what should have happened is they should have handled their own issues first before this thing blew up. Because really, the only reason we know about
that's too much like right.
Well, I was gonna say before they blew up, we didn't know about this issue until she started reposting the other issues. You get what I'm saying? They had nothing to do with their issue. That's the crazy part.
I think the thing that makes me lean towards that, I don't feel like she just made this up, is because hurt people.
Okay.
So something happened with this girl and them. Something happened. Now, here's the thing that we can't discredit from it. We can't take this away from it. What if this man didn't pull so many guns on so many women that he didn't forget that she was one of the early ones?
Right. Oh, shit. Did I do
They've been friends for so long, he forgot how he knows her now.
That's possible.
He forgot a lot of the stuff that they may have gone. But see, then again, there we go. We all like a different genre of movies, right? I love a suspense film.
Right.
So immediately in my mind, let me create the gaps.
He probably talked to Tiny Tiny. So Tiny, did we do her? Did we put a gun on her? We do that thing? No? You sure? Okay, yeah, okay. Just if it's no, I'm gonna go out and say something if it's a no. Okay, cool.
See, and then and Freddie, Thomas, what were we just talking about the other day off air? What did I say? What happens when your taste changes? Now we got to think about how long T.I. and Tiny have been together. They've been together so long that Tiny was more popular than T.I. at the time when they got together.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
We didn't even know who T.I. was when they was together.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I did, because I grew up in Stone Mountain. You feel me? Expeditiously.
So how long T.I. been rapping? I thought she was with him before he was even rapping. So
Yeah. T.I. She was with him when he was Dope Boy and Bankhead.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like you knew the Dope Boys and Bankhead back in the day, Thomas.
And
Hell no.
And
Right,
come through and
right.
with the strap and
Right.
zone 6.
So that's what I'm saying. So if we looking at it,
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely
Like
an
that.
interesting
It's just-
situation.
yeah, that's why I said when we first started, I'm like,
Definitely.
yo, this is so hard to even navigate the conversation because you got to use your imagination so
Yeah.
much. Like Thomas, you said straight up, what if she was part of the Bedroom Chronicles? You
Yeah.
immediately put that in your head.
Yeah. Well, just from reading the stuff that she was saying, it's to me it just says, oh, wait a minute. No, this seems like she was a part of this thing, and somehow she got out, or maybe she didn't want to do it no more. Maybe they didn't want her in the bedroom no more. And now she's turned into this so-called friend of Tiny's, and T.I. and Tiny go through something, and he ends up pulling a gun on her because he's like, get out of our business. Like, no.
Well, let me flip your head real quick. Ready? If your shorty is down for you to bring another shorty into the bedroom, why in the hell would you bring a shorty into the bedroom that looks exactly like your girl?
That makes no sense.
Yeah, you
That
know
makes
what?
no
Now you saying something there. Now I didn't think about that.
I
didn't think about that. Now you got me.
That look just like her. That's
Cause see, you see the pictures of I'm like, dang, she look like Tiny. Like I mean, the face is different, of course, but like if you look at their bodies, it's the same. Like they had somebody like they went to surgery together. It was like, hey, we need to get matching asses and matching breast disease.
And you show me what person has ever said, "Damn, I'm trying to look like Tiny."
There's that.
You can't show me one person that's out here going, "Yo, Tiny." And she even, let's be honest, she even went and got the light eyes.
I don't know why she doing this to herself. Like I don't understand.
Fam, that move right there would boost anybody 95%. You still don't hear people out here talking about, yo, I'm trying to get fit like Tiny though.
That's true.
Nah.
When I heard about her doing that, I was like, that is nuts. She got surgery to lighten your eye. I don't want to do nothing with my eyes. Like, hey,
Right.
nigga,
I'm scared I mess them up.
I'm going to come out with light eyes but be blind. Nigga, that ain't a good trade-off.
Well, that's why her daughter got it too. Her daughter went back and got her shit removed because her shit started like leaking or bleeding out or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
something
what I'm
happened
saying.
with her. It wasn't healing right. Right.
WTF.
So,
Yeah.
So that's I think we on that same page. Like it's like we look at it from this voyeuristic standpoint, or Thomas, you could be right and go, well, maybe he did want her because he looked like Tiny. Maybe he had a twin fetish.
Yeah.
We'll never
know. But
we'll never know.
And I love the way he said that. Even in his when he came out, what he spoke, he said, "Listen, what happens what happens in my bedroom? You know what I mean? That's neither here nor there. That's not what we talking about."
That's the whole point.
Like these famous people got, I'm pretty sure a lot of these rich people getting NDAs saying like, look, we good. I wild out in here. You getting down? Or they be trying to test people out?
Let's be honest. We really think that Will wanted to go on his wife's Facebook fucking show to talk about motherfucking August Alsina.
Fucking entanglement.
He doesn't want to do that, but where we are right now in society, it would have been curtains if he would have never said a thing. Think about how bad that is.
That is unfortunate. Yeah, that is unfortunate even in our society. Because me, personally, I was just thinking from a journalistic standpoint, I didn't want to even talk about it if I didn't have, voices from both sides to speak on it. You know what I mean? But like you said, but if he never said anything, you know what I mean? What narrative would be out there now? If he never put that clip out, they would be like, "Oh, she's right." They would just run with her, and as you see, MTV has already pulled back. MTV has already pulled back though.
You think they would have run with her? Why would they run with her?
Well, I'm just saying MTV's already pulled back on the next season, just off the news. Not even like giving him an opportunity to validate.
Man.
Yeah. They've already pulled back.
His mug's losing stuff. Like, for example, Marilyn Manson. All the girls came out. I mean, it's a few, but he done lost everything. He got dropped from his label. He done lost his agents. All his agents dropped him. He did American Gods. They cut him out. And it'd be like, I mean, J. Cole said a great line, and I think about it all the time. In one of his songs, he said, "I only mess with chicks that got as much to lose as me."
That's right.
Like I'm big time famous. I'm not messing with no regular chick. I'm not messing with and I'm not even gonna say I'm not, but in the rare chance I do, like it'll be so much of a paper trail of her coming for me and her coming at me. Like I'm like, no, you can't say nothing. Like
and People magazines report MTV suspends production for T.I. and Tiny. This is
I'm about to call Freddie out. I'm about to call Freddie out right now, Stape. You ready?
All right, let's go.
Freddie, stop lying. Freddie, you know there's only like let's be honest. Let's say you on Denzel level, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You can't name 10 bad ones that are on Denzel's level. You can't.
The single or available for that type of stuff.
You're right. But think about how often you see something that is the nectar of the gods and you have no idea who she is. We know all the beautiful, like, okay, let's name them. I mean, there's going to be arguably, folks that tell you that, Tom Brady's wife is like that. I don't see it. Okay. Let's,
well, I like Gail Gadot. What about her? She out there.
Okay. See, but those women, you got to know, you got to be in a place where, models. And Gail Gadot, stop playing with me. She's, fellas, y'all in New York. I mean,
Rihanna.
Ooh, Rihanna.
Again.
That's only
fellas.
one. All right.
Stop playing with me, fellas.
No, but
you
look,
guys y'all are talking about the ones that they are selecting to tell us these are the celebrities. Those are not the hottest women in the world by far.
That's true.
I mean, you got some straight smoke shows. Yeah, you got some straight smoke shows out there. Yeah,
but what happened when you ran through Rihanna in 2007? Rihanna's still one of the hottest ones in the world. You're done with that.
I mean, but here's the thing. Like me, that's why even now I've been conditioning myself and how I even approach women. Even now, before I get there, that's also a part of it. You got to prepare yourself for different situations. Like as your star is rising, you got to actively make changes on how you approach situations. You can't just still be doing stuff like a regular nigga out here and then just make a switch. You got to protect yourself, especially now. Like you can't afford to be that big time and then get with a chick and then she expecting, because it's almost like blackmail. It's like she don't get something or she feel away or something happen and then boom, hey, BooG, he groomed me. Like now it's like a chick ain't even got to say you raped her. She could say it was consensual, but she could say you manipulated her and you groomed her.
Yeah,
and then people are like, crazy. We got to get him out of here. We got to get BooG out of here now.
But
it's like, what?
Did I just say that? Because that leads us to our big topic of the day, which is our own personal dating experience. And Freddie B, you saying that how you moving, in these times, do we have to really move differently now? Because you don't know what could happen to us, right? You don't know who could be out here. Not necessarily saying it's the boogeyman, right? Like, oh, big bad boogeyman, but like you almost have to like have a verbal agreement that's like, okay, you said we was good, this is good, okay, we doing this, you good again, we good again, all right, body language is showing me, like you gotta always have like a almost like physical verbal agreement. This almost the same as you writing it on a piece of paper, when you're trying to date with these women these days, just to protect yourself. Do you feel like that, Freddie B?
Hell yeah. Like
hell yeah, nigga.
Like I said with the whole Marilyn Manson thing, I don't know either way. It's like now I just hear the stuff and I'm like, okay, both sides, he said he didn't, and he said everything was consensual and everything was understood, and then these chicks, but then you see what they saying, it's like, they saying it's consensual. It's like, okay, well, if it's consensual, like, what's the deal? But then one chick, but he was like 36, he dated a chick that was 18, and like, like everybody found like these small little issues and then like running with it. So it's like, like the chicks are saying like it's consensual, but he groomed me. He manipulated me into thinking this and this, that. And they got laws on the book like that in, I think, California now. Where BooG at? And it's like, so now it's not even enough for it to be consensual. Like now it's like, okay, we both adults and I'm with it.
So you saying, Freddie, there's laws on the books in California?
Yeah, I saw it was trending. I seen this stuff in pop culture, so I just read some more about it. And I think the chick who Evan Rachel Wood, I think, is the first one that came out against Marilyn Manson, aka Brian Warner. Jeez. And I think she like helped pass some legislation in California. If I'm saying this correctly, she helped pass some legislation to where now, like, if you manipulate a woman or you mentally, it could be consensual, but it's like if you manipulate her to stay with you and all that type of stuff, that's a crime as well. And so it's like I'm thinking like how do you prove that? Like how do you prove like somebody mentally manipulated a person? You know what I mean? Because that's all what relationships is. Like when you a guy and you meet a chick, like it's like people talking about like you spit your game, like you put that honey in her ear. It's like how you talk and how you present yourself convinces her like, hey, you should mess with me. That's manipulation. You're manipulating the situation in your favor. And same thing with women. Women may manipulate a particular guy to like, hey, you need to mess me, you need to fly me out, you need to buy me this, that, and the third. So it's like now it's like nigga,
I'm looking. I just looked it up. Yeah, wow, they got manipulation laws, and one of the first cases, this guy got sentenced to 18 years just for what they call like manipulation and grooming. Yeah, that's deep.
Right. And like grooming, I get that if it's you're a grown man and we talking about a 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old little girl, like a little girl, like what Kelly was doing. Like I get that. Like, oh, you grooming her and then she get older and then you got her in some like trapped away somewhere. But how are we grooming and manipulating grown people?
That's what I was going to ask. Like if this is a grown woman, don't you have, I mean, like, you know, because this is just how I feel. Like the women I mess with, they can make their own decisions. I mess with competent women where I'm talking to them. Like if we both deciding to hit the bedroom, it's literally we both decided to hit the bed. You know what I mean? Like I didn't force them. I didn't have to push them. I didn't have to coerce them.
But what I'm saying is now that ain't good enough. And now everything you said ain't even good enough.
Man, come on, don't tell me that, Freddie B.
You talking to her, consent ain't good enough. Now it's like, oh, Thomas, you groomed her. You was manipulating her.
Oh man, this is crazy.
It's like what? And she can, and initially that can happen, but then later on she can come out and say Thomas groomed me and manipulated. When I first met him and things he would do, I would come over. He would, always have a drink ready for me, and he would like loosen me up with alcohol, and then we would do stuff. And then I was feeling like I wanted to go, but Thomas he would always lure me back in with gifts and buying me stuff. And you come over, and then once again,
this why I don't have no gifts, and it's why all my alcohol is in bottles. It's not even ready. You got to make your own drink. There's the bar.
Right.
Enjoy yourself.
And that's what I'm saying. Like now you gotta make
There's the bar.
Now
Enjoy
you can't be no man no more. You can't be a man and show initiative. You got like if you want to do something, you gotta take my pants off and you gotta do this. You gotta do all this.
That's my favorite part when they do that. Go ahead, okay, you gonna do that? Okay, pull it out. Okay, there you go.
Nigga, mine too. Yeah. But you have to do that now. or get a text or email, something on wax that's her saying like, I want to be here, I want you. I actually do that. I be texting girls like, hey, say this, and I get the text and I save it. Every chick I talk to, I got saved chats to where they said like, make it clear, like, ain't nobody come back and be Fred groomed and manipulated me. What is this text, man?
I don't know, Fred. You say, but you told them, hey, say this. Now, do that count as some type of manipulation?
No, I asked the question. I asked certain questions, and they had them answer it. Then I have it on wax.
Oh, I see.
So
what
we're
you're
like,
saying.
okay, and this is what you said. I'm texting you, so I'm not with you. It's not like I'm intimidating you to write this. Like I'm not with you. So you sending me a text, you can say literally whatever you want because I'm not physically with you. And then save it, screenshot. Boom.
I don't know, man. Dating today is tough, man. It's tough, man. But I think
as a man, it's hella tough.
I would say as a man, but also like because what all of us are doing, we're all in the entertainment industry in some form or facet, right? You guys hosting and being in front of the camera, me behind the camera. Mostly, it's like when you have all that pressure on top of you just want to say hello, right? Like it seems to me that at some point in time, it's got to be some give and take. It's got to be like, listen, y'all gonna have to give us something if you want us to be in this arena with you. Otherwise, it's about to be girls. You have to be hollering at me. The way it's going. If we keep going this way, I'm just like this. You gonna have to holler at me because if I holler at you, anything I say can and will be used against me. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
I feel like we're in this weird space, where a lot of the dating is taking place on apps.
Yeah.
So a lot of these apps are leaving it up to the women to make the first move, if you would.
Oh, right. Is that like what Bumble does? Is the women has to
pick an app. You got
Bumble.
Coffee. I think once you get into the more progressive apps, you've got obviously your lower tier, the Tinder, then moving up to Bumble. Then once you start to really hit Hinge and like Coffee Meets Bagel, it's different. So
that's freaky already. I just thought about it. Coffee Meets Bagel. It's like
Yeah, and you know, there's again, you know, you got people that are just looking to hook up,
Right.
right? And then you got people who you never know who she could have been in a 6-year relationship and for whatever reason it didn't work out. You know, she could have not been in a 6-year relationship, but have she was working on her education. Think about it. Imagine
Right.
that young lady going from high school straight to college, then straight to med school. She ain't think about, you know, dating. She, you know what I mean? She's on a completely different career path. Now she might be at this place in her life and, you know, she's looking to date. So
Right.
she's now asking other women, looking at sites and stuff that we ain't even familiar with. You know, if I'm not looking for just a hookup, but I'm looking for now, you got this amount of people saying, "Oh, you're gonna love this and you're gonna love that one." So I think for me, just being out so much, you know, at throwing events, especially in Hollywood, it really put me in this place where I could just really be desirable yet untouchable is what I used to like to call it.
Yeah.
You know, Freddie, you might know, Thomas, you might know, you know, you when you're fluent in women,
Yeah.
right? And I don't mean that, you know, in a weird way. What I mean is, you know, as young men, that was one of the first things we had to learn how to do was what was corny to girls, what
Right.
was yucky to girls, what she wanted to hear. You know, we had to learn these things.
Yeah.
Whereas women didn't have to learn much about us, right? They could set the standard and the tone as to what it was that they wanted from us. And we had to know how to come at them, how to spit game at them. We had to know, you know, how to open the door and walk on the left side of the street. So that way, you know, she's not in traffic. We had to know all of these types of things when it came to dating, right?
Yeah.
And when you have to know this and that because you think she's attractive and you're going to need to be able to talk to her, you want to talk to her, you want to take her out, then that comes with a heavy level of what's your game like, in other words.
Right.
That's called game, right? So as we
But
progress,
nowadays, that's called manipulation and grooming.
there you go.
There you go,
You know,
yeah.
because what happens is, so have you guys ever seen that show on what was it? I can't remember which one of them. Maybe it was on HBO Max. The morning show with
Oh.
Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, the what? Yeah.
That's a movie?
It's like a series. It's called
Oh,
The
no, I
Morning
ain't seen
Show. So there's a scene. You might remember this scene, Thomas, if you've seen it. There's a scene with Steve Carell and this really attractive black young lady. I'm not familiar with her. I think she might be she's not a newcomer. I've seen her some things, but I can't remember her name right now. So in the series, Steve Carell is the guy. He's he's getting $20 million a year from the network. He's, you know, the morning show guy, and the show's got all these ratings and yada yada yada. Well, this girl comes and she's the talent booker, right? And she's loved this guy since she was a kid, and she's always wanted to be, you know, working at this station, and she like idolized him, right? So she's looking at him like, you know, he's a god, you know, because that's where her aspirations lie, right? Whereas he finds out that she's going on some work trip that they're having, and he basically requests that she goes because he's looking at her going, "Oh, she looks good. Who is that?" Right? Because again, when you work so much, you know, I'm not making it like it's okay, but you know, obviously there was infidelity within his relationship, right?
Right.
So now, general infidelity generally comes within the workplace or people that you're closely around, which was this young lady that, you know. So they get to Aspen or wherever the fuck they're doing this thing, and he's out on a walk one day by himself. You know, he had just gotten, you know, I think it was a time where he was the biggest guy in the world on TV.
Right.
And he decides to kind of just go for a walk and look at the city. And she so happened to be going for a walk at the same time, and they bump into each other. He goes, "Oh yeah, you work first." She goes, "Yeah, I'm the talent worker." So they start walking around, and they're walking around, and they're enjoying the place. And they end up, you know, I think they maybe went and had something to eat or got a drink. And he goes, "You want to come back up to my place?" She goes up to the place. They end up doing what they do.
What adults do. Right.
What adults do. The next day, no, this is completely consensual. The next day at work, you know, when they get back to work, she sees him coming around the corner and she kind of braces herself for what he's going to say after their night. Well, he don't say shit to her. He basically, hey, how you doing? Keep it moving. Her expectations were in a different place, that now when that didn't happen, her feelings were hurt.
Right.
So now he ends up getting into this world of trouble about, right. He gets in the world of trouble about workplace being inappropriate in the workplace. And they fire him from the network. And he's trying to rally the troops. And he ends up reaching out to her saying, I need you to speak on my behalf. Like, you know me. And she's torn because she feels the same way. Right. So he basically tells her, like, she's like, I don't feel comfortable, doing this because, I felt like, you took advantage of me. He's looking at her like, I took advantage of you. And she's like, yeah. He's like, hold on. We were both consensual adults. We were doing things that we wanted to do. When did you say stop? And she goes, I did it. And he goes, when did you say no? She goes, I did it. She goes, I just thought that it would have been different afterwards. He looked at her and he goes, you're a talent coordinator.
Right.
I'm the biggest dude on TV. Different how? And it was that moment where he like ripped her heart out through her ear hole. And it just crushed her to a point that she ended up taking her own life. Well, she had some underlying issues. She was a product of substance abuse that, she tried to kick it, but she ended up ODing. And to me, that was such a riveting part, because it was that moment where they questioned, okay, hold on. How were your expectations of this? You were this. This was the job that you were doing. This was my job. We both felt like we wanted to be adults and take it to the next level. Now, because it didn't fit your expectations, I think he said something like, did you think it was going to make your career or something?
Right.
And she's like looking at him like, no. He goes, okay, so why are your expectations okay, but my expectations are wrong? You're okay to think that we're supposed to be buddies and chummy, but I'm not okay to think that this is just something that we're going to do right now and keep it moving. How are your expectations more, head and shoulders above mine? Why is that? How can that be? We both had expectations.
Double standard.
I expected this to be what it was. We get back to work, keep it moving. Hush, hush. You thought I was going to leave my wife and marry you? Like, what were you thinking?
Right. If you want my whole life to change, right.
Right. That's the crazy part. Like a lot of women do. Like they extrapolate their feelings into fact. It's like they feel a certain type of way, so then that's what it actually is in the world. And it's like, no, your feelings are fine, but you understand your feelings are fact in your world. Once you consolidate and reconcile them into the real world, then it's probably gonna be something different. But like, I mean, I think what you said hit the nail on the head. That's what happens to a lot of guys. Like the chick thinking like, okay, we about to be booming and bunking out here, and the dude just thought it was that one night. He didn't go no further than that.
That was it for him. Yeah.
And the next day is a new day. Like, all right, back to life. And she like, no, nigga, not back to life. It's us. What about us?
Yeah.
And I think part of that reason is the perspective. Most women don't have a male's perspective.
Yes.
But as men, we always have to think about the female perspective. We always have to think. That's why we do stuff. Come on, fellas. These dudes ain't riding around here in Bentleys and whatnot for other niggas.
That's right.
At all.
No.
They're doing that for girls.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You said something to me on the phone. You talked about your audience, and I thought to myself, I wonder if he gets a lot of like love from the ladies, the white women, right?
I'm from Youngstown, Ohio, small little Jewish community, right? Mm-hmm. In Youngstown, Ohio. So, excuse me. So, for years, it was only me and a couple other black people in school. Period.
Oh, gotcha.
Right?
So that's your demo. You was already there.
Right. So, Casey and his older brother, Freddie and I's mutual friend, they were actually there before me. So, when you're a kid, especially at that time, you like what's around you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was, we called them pink toes.
Right.
So I think all the way up.
Old school.
Old school. Yeah.
Probably all the way up until, and this is gonna sound mad misogynistic, but it shouldn't. I want to dispel some rumors right now. Like we're allowed to like what we like, man.
Right.
So I was on that heavy all the way up until like maybe the late 90s, right?
Okay.
So by the time I went to LA in 2001, I was already looking for my J-Lo.
Got you. The
You know,
ambiguous
because I had
woman.
already
Is ambiguous?
just
I'm
that
using the right word. They look for the ambiguous figure.
that Latin joint.
Latin.
You
You
know,
I was
the
looking for that
white
Latina.
Latino. White
Right.
girl
So
with
I
some
was
sauce on her.
Got
right.
you.
So coming from Ohio, you know, you don't have that. You know what I mean? You don't have a bunch of different cultures and ethnicities like that. So when I got to LA, I was just seeing some of the baddest dark curly hair with big green eyes, crazy body. I mean, this is before everybody was getting enhancements. I mean, so when you saw Shorty's body, that was really her body. She was put together like that.
Wow.
So I was into those Latinas, you know, mad crazy at that time in my life, you know. And then, you know, black women have always been, you know, I like a listen anyway. And then I think about 2007 or 8, I really started feeling Asian women.
Now that's not before the show, is it?
Well, see, the thing is this: my day job was that show. In Hollywood, you better have another job. You know what I mean? Because there's so much money to be gotten that if you just got one job, that means you're only talented in one area.
Right.
Well, I was rocking parties and throwing parties, you know, MCing
so you
and
had all
whatnot,
kind of
even
flavors
before-
out there. Oh yeah,
Fam, so
yeah.
I would go to the Nickelodeon show, be on set all day, and then throw something at Dre's Hollywood, throw something at Greystone, throw something at, you know, and that was since like 01 when I got there. So to me, that just put me in this place of I had mad shorties everywhere. It was, I mean, you throwing a party. So imagine throwing a party and Chris Brown show up. That's your people. He performs. You know what that party look like next week? And think about this before social media like that. Like, so in that type of situation, you've got all these different women. I'm talking about Brazilian. I'm talking about she just got here from Egypt. This girl's in town for a week. They call it holiday from Australia. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have to be in a place like, I had a box of crayons and I was coloring. What? So I've always been in that place, man. Like, I like what I like.
In that reference, and I love to use the Crayola reference. So your picture you're able to paint about your personal dating experience. You would say it's a rich picture. It's not gonna be monochrome. You know, it's full color because you've had experience with many crayons in the box, and you understand, you know, the different ways the crayons receive and reflect light. You know, truth, reality, right? All these different things we talk about.
Nigga, this is getting deep right
So,
here. God dang, Tommy.
Well, no, I'm just asking because he brought the Crayola reference up, so I had to hit him back with
the way they reflect light.
I mean, that's what colors do. That's right, because you know, darker colors absorb more and lighter colors reflect more, right? So, in your experience being in this game, you know, your personal dating experience, what are some things that you think that us men we need to be looking out for now that we get all these new, like Freddie be talking about the new law? You know, we got all this new stuff. Like, how should we be approaching our Crayola box?
So honestly, we need to stop auditioning.
Okay, tell me about it.
From the time that men have started to, you know, reach out to women, try to acquire women, it's always been pretty much one-sided. You know, when you think about just even in fairy fucking tales, the shit the guys gotta fucking do to get to the princess. I mean, look at that shit Mario's ass had to do just to get to the princess, right?
All the fucking levels,
and
man.
they had to beat a big horn-backed turtle.
Right.
Right. Even the first Mario, he had to beat Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think, so when you think about it, even when you take it back to Rapunzel, this nigga had to climb up the bitch's hair. Like,
that shit was long too. You be like,
right.
God damn.
When you think about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, he had to be cool with her having a fetish of little people. He had to be cool, you know, because people would have told him, see, that's shallow because you judging her. So she here's like, right? Think
Yeah.
about all the stuff that. Okay, so now, what do we learn as kids? Right? You gotta do X, Y, and Z to meet your wife.
Right.
Right? Everything is your wife. Right? So girls love to think about that ring. You know, that's the show off. So you propose to her. She gets a ring. Okay. What do you get? You get the bill.
Yeah.
Okay. She gets to show off this fine piece of jewelry to all her friends, in which they get to judge you on. They're judging you now, right? Now, from that moment, what did she have to do to keep you around? Everything that is
Just
on
exist, I
our
guess.
plate.
Yeah, right. Just exist.
Everything is on our plate. You know, they say this is what we need. You know, you look at a girl's bio, one of the first things she'll say is, he's got to be able to make me laugh. Well, okay. He's got to be able to provide. He's got to be able to this. He's got to be able to that. He's got to be able to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, what you gonna do? Well,
Right.
I mean, I'll cook and I'll cook.
Right. But we both gotta eat. You gotta eat and I gotta eat. Yeah.
But it's like I gotta do all these things to entertain you. There's all of these things that a guy has to do to keep this woman interested, because once whatever he used to say to her that, you know, had her attention, once that wears off, it's over. Once she get used to all the jokes, and once she get used to what he normally said, like once that how long is that gonna last?
Right.
Right? So if you think about that, men, we're constantly in this situation where we have to audition. We're constantly auditioning for this thing called love. Because dudes, we don't really want. We ain't really. What is love? Right? Let's be honest with it. What is love? Love is a different version of I really like you a lot. Period. So now we're auditioning for a woman's version of love. And if your identity, your being, does not line up exactly with what her version of love looks like, you got a problem. Think about it. I could say this to my girl. Hey, baby, come play 2K with me. She gonna say, I don't play 2K. And I'm gonna go, all right, cool. Now imagine my girl going, come to the farmer's market with me, and me going, because I don't want to walk around the fucking farmer's market with you for 3 hours, when I understood that you didn't want to play something that I like to do. I understood that. But this is something that you don't understand. How come? But again, our existence is to make sure that it's all good in the hood. Am I right or wrong?
Right. Right.
Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Our existence means that in this relationship, you hear guys say, you hear the terms happy life, happy wife, happy life.
Right.
What the fuck does that mean?
Right. Right. That's it. And let me ask you a question too, because you know when you say, okay, come play 2K with me, and she's like, I don't want to do that. But then on the reverse side, like with the farmer's market situation, explain that one more time, but give me two different scenarios, because I think like two different analogies.
I'll give you a better one than that. You're not going to really find a dude that really likes his girl, really likes her, if he's in a relationship with her. Like if they've been rocking for a while, he might love her, but he don't really like her like that no more. What does that mean? Okay, Freddie, Thomas, we all been out with our boys kicking it.
Right.
We all been hanging out. We done laughed and giggled and remember when this so-and-so did that, and we laughed till we cried, and we did. Y'all can't never remember one time when we was ever out kicking it, laughing with whoever and anybody was like, man, you know what would make this more fun? If my girl was here right now. You're never gonna hear that.
That's
right?
funny.
Because it's a different type of relationship now. You hear dudes all the time, where you going, man, you know I better get to the crib before I gotta hear her mouth. But I asked Freddie this before. You can't name a guy that you didn't really like that was your boy, right? And you hung out with him, but you ain't like him. Why would you? You don't have a reason to. And if somebody else was bringing him along, you would go, man, why y'all always inviting this nigga, man? Right? But if you think about the difference between really, really liking your girl and then taking it to, yeah, I love my girl. We've been together it's a completely different feeling, right? So we've been taught that our feelings don't really matter, right? You break up with a girl. Say you break up with your girl, Thomas, right? And we was hanging out with some other girls, and Freddie walked up and was like, Thomas, where's Stephanie at? And you was like, oh, man, we broke up. One of those girls would guaranteed go, oh, my God, why? She was so pretty.
Right. They would try to like find a definition or justification for what I did.
But it's not even about you being happy. It's why would you break up with her? Because she was pretty. Like, you're only as good as, like, what about all the stuff that Thomas brings to the table?
Exactly.
The only thing that you said was you couldn't believe I broke up with her because she was pretty. So how I feel don't matter at all. Because I didn't like her. I wasn't happy. Real. That didn't matter at all because she was pretty. Why? Because you're not supposed to feel a certain way once you get into that relationship. You're now there to acquiesce, to things that you don't necessarily want to do. Now you walk around the farmer's market every third Sunday for 4 hours and you hate that shit.
But you went.
Boogie, I'm assuming you did that with your last relationship.
Well, it's just like imagine if Freddie was like, Thomas, Freddie, imagine Thomas was like, hey, y'all trying to scoot on over here to this little cello concert. And me and Freddie was like, man, we ain't trying to go to that cello concert. Thomas couldn't then poke his lip out and give us his feelings to then make us want to now go to this cello concert. If Thomas poked his lip out, we would go, nigga, what's wrong with your lip? Why you acting like that? Because we don't want to go to the cello concert? Your feelings would never come into play, Thomas. Why? Because we like you. You're our boy. So we wouldn't have a problem telling you straight out, listen, you're acting real feminine right now. You're acting feminine.
To what you said, I had this conversation with this one chick, and I was talking to her, and I said something I wasn't even thinking to say. It was almost like spiritual just came up in me, and I told her, like, women want men to tell the truth but not be truthful.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh snap! When I heard myself say it, I was like, nigga, oh my God, that was gold. I need to copyright that or whatever. But like dudes, you can tell the truth to dudes and it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, because dudes joke on each other all the time. Like, big head ass, fat ass, you fat than a mug. God dang, why your head so big? Why you so fat? Why you so ugly?
Freddie, that's dead ass. That's dead ass, Freddie. Think about what you just said. That. You can't, man, listen. I could look at you, if you walked out the house, I could go, Freddie, hold on, my fam, them shoes don't go with that shirt. Yeah, no, run back in the house real quick. If you said that to your, imagine trying to say that to your shorty.
Right.
Like, if she was like, does this make me look fat? And you were like, yeah, a little bit, it do. There's a problem. So again, the truth is not really what we talking about.
No, that's funny you said that because that's how the conversation started out. We started talking about like your girl asking the dude if this makes her look fat, and I was like, oh, I would just be like, yes. She was like, no, you can't just say yes. Like you gotta say maybe that's not becoming of you. I'm like, what?
Right.
Like
you gotta do all that.
I said a simple yes or no. Does this make me look fat? That's a yes or no question. And if it does, yes. But that's too mean. And it's like, what?
Why you think dudes like side pieces?
Oh yeah, because you can get to the point.
With a side piece, the expectations are already laid out. With a side piece, she already knows you ain't finna be here mad long. She ain't finna be here mad long. If it's 2-3 o'clock in the morning, she ain't spending the night. She already know that. It's so again, imagine if we was all out. I'm gonna say this again. Imagine us all being out and we met a group of girls. And I saw Freddie, he was talking to this one a lot. And the next time I saw Freddie, I'm like, yo, Freddie, what happened to, what was her name? Jen from last Sunday?
Right.
Imagine if Freddie really liked her. He'd be like, oh, yo, bro, she's so dope. Oh, my God, we chopped it up and talked about this. We talked about that. Right. Yada, yada, yada. Oh, man, I really, really like her. Well, guess what happened? In order for Freddie to even get her information, do you know what Freddie had to fucking do?
Climb a mountain.
Freddie had to be funny. He had to be smart as fuck with something to talk about and something to add to the universe. He had to have read at least 5,000 books in his life. Think about all the stuff Freddie had to be, and she was just pretty.
Right.
She was pretty. We're not taking anything away from her, but she was just pretty. So now we looking at Freddie. Freddie might never go, oh, my girl's super funny. Mm-hmm. No, she's not, dude.
I mean, listen, to this day, it's only a few women that I think are funny like that. You know what I mean? And most of them are professional comedians.
So she's trying to be funny.
Like Vanessa
Exactly.
Fraction, okay, she's funny. Yeah, I laugh at her. Some more, I laugh at her shit. She be having me rolling. You know what I'm saying? And
that's like 3 of them since we was little.
Right. I'm trying to think.
Right.
I'm trying to think how much Monique got some jokes I can remember because I do like Monique.
Oh my God.
But does she got some funny stuff I can remember?
I mean,
The funny thing about this is that when I was like a younger dude, I used to be like, man, women ain't funny. And I thought it was just me. I thought I was being mean to women. Like, man, women do not make me laugh. They are not funny. And then I got older, and then especially with social media, you start seeing how like people, like there's memes about this. Like a lot of other dudes say this, and it's like, oh snap, oh men really don't think women are funny.
Don't.
It's like
dude is sitting there watching a woman stand up comic because his girl want to watch that shit.
Right.
Honey, come watch. Funny, because she's hilarious, right? Right, honey? Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever.
But why is that? Like that made me think. Like, why aren't women funny?
What?
Like
when did women? I just told you, Freddie.
They didn't need.
When did they ever have to be funny?
Right. They need to be, and that's. I see what you're saying.
When did they ever have to? When did they need to acquire those skills?
Skill set, right? And I think that's important when it comes to personal dating experience because you start to recognize like, oh snap, like Boogie, you saying it. Like men had to pretty much lay it all on the line to acquire that or to get that next date with that woman.
Fam, I knew what I was bringing to the table. So to me, I was real arrogant, fam, because I know the stuff that I'm going to be funny. So even if your girls is sitting around here, when this is over, they're going to fucking love me. And you better hope at least 2 or 3 of them don't reach out to me on the down low because I'm fucking hilarious. You know what I'm trying to say? I know that about me. So I was always like looking at girls like, listen, I'm not finna audition for you. You know that, right? What that mean? I'm not finna go spend a bunch of bread. I'm kicking it with like 5 girls. You kicking it with, imagine if I was taking out 5 girls, spending $50 on each, man, I'm good. I ain't doing all that. If you want to come over, giggle a little bit, maybe watch a cool documentary, cool, come through. But I was already at that place of going, man, I saw this video a while back, and it was a brother and sister. And the brother asked the sister, if they both get the same allowance, how she always got money and he don't? And she said, that's because I got a boyfriend. Which means her boyfriend paid for all her shit. Because it was like he was giving garbage birthday and Christmas gifts. Meanwhile, his sister showing up with this. He's like, how you always got bread? She's like, because I got a boyfriend. Again, it's already implied that when you're dating somebody, a dude is supposed to pay for all that. Now, yeah, your shorty might pay for this and she might pay, but for the most part, I saw this one girl talk about, I was running late for a date. My daughter hadn't eaten. So I asked the dude if he could run me through McDonald's real quick so I could get something for my daughter. She said, I went through there. She's like, my daughter gets the same meal every time, just like a Happy Meal, a cheeseburger, small fry, and like this. She was like, he ordered, then looked at me like, where the money at? She was like, and I knew at that moment right there, he wasn't getting none of this ass. And in my mind, I'm going, see.
Right. Why did that dictate the ass? Right. Yeah.
Why did that? Yeah. Why? Because your child, because he didn't want to pay stepdaddy to your child on y'all's first date. That made him not worthy of yo. Now, first of all, you already like 30 something. So it ain't like ass, it's like wine. No, that shit, let's be honest. We got to be honest. If we going to be honest and sit here and talk about it, when we was 20-year-old dudes, we wasn't going, man, I can't wait to get me some of that 36-year-old ass. No, because chances are by that time she done got beat in all her 20s. She might have popped out a couple kids already. No such thing as 30-something good. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So now she's sitting here trying to act like somehow her shit is the best shit of all time. Meanwhile, you open for a date. How you available?
Right. It's almost like, how do you value yourself so high? Yeah.
Right. And you available. And you just said you was running late for this. So you got a new situation at hand and you still ain't got your shit together to a point that your daughter hasn't eaten. So I wrote in the comments, it was at this moment when her daughter wasn't eating and her daughter hadn't eaten and she was worried about going on a fucking date that he realized that he did not want any of that ass.
Right. Why would I want that? That irresponsible ass.
You still ain't got your shit together.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And you sit here telling,
right.
And now here's the thing. I don't have a problem paying for anybody's food that I'm interested in. I don't have a problem doing that. But I do have a problem when your expectations of me are to be doing something for you.
Right.
You know, because now you're predicating on the things that I do. I had a girl tell me I make a guy take me out at least 4 times before I have sex with him. Well, what did that do? What did those 4 times do?
What did you discover in those 4 moments that you didn't discover in the first moment?
Pretty much that he didn't get on her nerves, but she didn't have to do anything. But like, what did? And I asked her. I said, okay, but what did you do? She's like, what do you mean? She was like, I was available. I showed up. I said, so you just had to show up and put some makeup on, and he had to do all the work. She was like, that's how it goes. And I looked at her. I was like, you know what? You damn right. And that's why I'm not fucking with that no more like that.
Yeah. Damn. Woo.
Hey man, and I'm pretty sure she probably been hurt multiple times. It's like cause you do stuff like that. You know what I mean? You try to finesse. Like like we live in this new finesse. Like in Houston is like the capital of finessing. But all these women trying to finesse dudes and finesse this, finesse meals, and it ain't working out for women. It ain't working out for women.
Well, that's the thing, you know. Statistics are showing us that it's not working out for them. You know what I mean? And I think that's the. I mean, either they gonna face that or they gonna, you know, not face anybody at their deathbed. They'll be just by themselves. You know what I mean? So I think they got to face the truth. But you know, the truth will make you free. But I don't know how it would make them free if they don't embrace it. You know, how can you?
But it's impossible to embrace it when it's not a majority thought process, right? Think about a young girl that's been watching, you know, that grew up on Freaknik. Or think about a young girl that grew up on watching, you know, what was it called, BET Uncut. Her mama, like, think about the thought process of getting at the table, you know, to a point that they came up with names like Bottle Rats. Think about the thought process that goes into. Right. Tomorrow is Super Bowl. How many girls you think are going to Super Bowl in hopes to meet somebody that's in a 6-figure, 10% of the country?
Right, because them tickets ain't no joke. Them tickets is $4,500 and up, ain't it?
They looking to go out there to catch them one. Now you ain't got a bunch of girls out there on their way out there working on their material. Okay, I got to be interesting. I gotta be funny. I gotta know what's happening in the world. They're going out there going, girl, make sure you got your lashes, make sure you got this, make sure you got that, because they're going out there based upon how they look. Now, of course, we ain't talking about all women, but we know who we talking about.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
We're not talking about absolutes.
I think in my experience too, you know, I think that's why I recognized, you know, just this year. Not just this year, but over my life period, I've slowly come to this recognition, like the people that I've kept around me, the type of friends that I have, and the type of people I even entertain past, you know, an initial 2-hour or whatever conversation where we just met. If it's almost like if you don't fit inside, you know, some of these particular parameters, I'm not even going to go further with you, because I already know if I do, I'm going to have to unpeel an onion. I'm gonna be peeling back the layers of an onion. It's gonna smell. It's gonna stink. You know, it's gonna stink.
You just said it, Thomas. And ultimately, which one of your boys that's your homeboy? Because when you say somebody your boy, that means you like that nigga. That's my nigga. I like that nigga, right? Which one of your boys you gotta peel a fucking onion back to see if this nigga cool enough to hang out with?
Right. That's
you ain't finna do that. You're not finna do that in any other situation in life.
Yeah.
If you don't fuck with them, you don't fuck with them. But we've told ourselves that we have to literally be unhappy in order to fit into this mold that they say we supposed to be doing. I'm not doing that no more. I told y'all when I came back from when I was in Texas, it gave me a while to sit back and just think, man. You know, just even from the films that they give us, there's nothing about, you know, I never see like, and even when you talk about when they say these strong, independent women, well, they even make them look a certain way. They make them seem as though they don't need nobody. Right. And they didn't, you know, I built this on my own and I got this and that. So now it's like, okay, so what's the middle ground?
Right.
Where these cool group of girls? Pardon me, guys. You know, I'm out here in the streets in the city.
Oh yeah, that's what we told them in the beginning. We remote from wherever we came from.
Yeah. Who are these? Where's the cool middle tier girls that, you know, she cool, she mad cool, she, you know what I'm saying? She cool as hell. She ain't feeling like, yeah, you know, her shit don't stink. But at the same time, she ain't just looking at you going, you ain't paying for it. Oh well, if you ain't paying, then I'm cool. What are you? Okay, cool on what? You talk about the only thing that you have to offer me is that ass. So then you basically, so now what we doing is negotiating the price. Then that's what you're telling me,
right? You just put a price on your
just
right.
There you go. If you telling me because I didn't buy a $3 Happy Meal for your daughter, you knew at that point I went, oh, so it was $3. Oh, I'm cool on the $3. Then I don't want no $3 ass. You just did me a favor. If you just basically said because I didn't spend $3, I would never go get nothing. That means you just priced your shit. Survey says $3. I'm cool.
Ding, 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 ding. I'm out.
Cool. Bargain basement ass. Oh
right.
my gosh.
And again, I used to tell my homegirls, like, I used to ask him literally after he's good on the ass, what else? Now what?
Right. And then what's next?
To a man, right? I said to a man, there's only one thing better than ass, and that's new ass. You know, right. I heard somebody say once, you know, women want to fuck one guy a lot of times, whereas men want to fuck every girl once.
That's it. That's all you need once, just to figure out what it feels like.
I wish I could. Every girl in the world.
Right, everyone
I like
just
a long
once.
hair, thick red
right.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, if a girl's like trying to, you know, you predicating the terms of our relationship on the ass, oh, I'm already good. I'm cool. Yeah, because I'm good on ass. So if I can't sit around here, because you ain't gonna always be able to. What about when your menstrual cycle's here? I don't want to be around you.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if I don't feel like? Because I'm, you know, fellas, we get older. As you get older, you ain't trying to. Man, listen, you ain't trying to do all that. I did all that. You got to be cool as hell for me to just be around you. You know, because you know you got to know not to talk too fucking much, not to ask too many fucking questions. You know, because to a guy, we can sit over here forever and not talk to nobody. And we'll never look at our girl on the couch and say, "What you thinking about?"
Right. Oh, stop.
Right. We would never do that because we know what it feels like to just be in a comfortable silence.
Mm-hmm. We call that peace.
That's called peace. That's called harmony.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Right. So I think a lot of times we manifest liking a lot into this love thing, and then it fucks everything up because after you get to love, there's no more adventure. It's over. Right. The liking her a lot part came because you didn't know when you were going to see her.
It's like if love had an advertisement, it would be love where the adventure ends.
That's it. Yeah. Great fucking skit. Love where the adventure ends. That's it.
Where every great adventure ends.
That's it. You know, once you get past liking a lot, it's like when you're at Disneyland. You know when you coming to the end of the park because there go all the gift shops. Okay, right. Y'all. So this is it.
Right. You love Mickey. Get you a Mickey. You love him, right? Get you a Mickey. Take him out. Get you a hat. Get a hat. Get the cane. Get the wheel. Get the wand. Yeah. You know.
Oh, you about to turn your child into a mouse.
Yeah. I mean, right. Hey, you know, you gonna get that love piece and you gonna walk away and then realize, shit. I mean, I got the hat. I can imagine, but I want to go back to the park. You know, like that's what the fun was. So yeah, I feel that. So listen, man. I mean, wow, man, you dropped some gems, Boogie. You dropped some gems for us. You know what I'm saying? On this personal,
thank you,
dating experience. show. I mean, listen, Freddie B. I think Freddie B been taking notes the whole time.
He's actually said like exactly a lot of the stuff I said. So it's like, you know, people saying I could have like, yeah. What he said.
Started turning to the amen quarter. Like, hey,
right.
man.
Hey,
you better say that. You better shut up.
Yeah, Thomas, you know, I do my Tuesday night fireside chats. You know, we drop the episode Tuesday morning, and Tuesday nights I get on Facebook and do my little joints, and you know what I mean. Like, I mean, a lot of stuff I've said. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. This has been a good one, man. Boogie.
Well, listen, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah,
you know, I'm definitely gonna have you guys on story time with Boogie.
Story time. I was just telling Freddie B about one of my friends that she got flued up here to New York, and that situation with South.
Hold on, Freddie. Did Thomas just say flued up here?
Flued up. Because and the term, how they say it when the guy brings him up.
We call them imports.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You call them imports. Oh, okay, got you. I thought that was like the way that the colloquial, like when the guy like pays for the girl's ticket, they say flued out.
Yeah, it started because old girl from City Girl, she was on Breakfast Club, and she said like, she was serious. She was like, yeah, because I got flued out.
Right.
And people was like, you got what out? Like, she said it like she was serious. Like, oh, this bitch is dumb. So
I refuse.
It became part of pop culture.
Yeah,
it became.
I refuse.
Yeah. So I heard that was so that's what they call it. Yeah. So the guy, flew her out to New York, and it just went south. So she hit me. She called me on the phone, and the first thing she said was, "Story time." The way she said that shit sounded like a TV sound effect. I said, "Damn, that's funny as hell." Then she just started off right there, and then went to the whole spiel of like what was happening with her, and I was like, "Damn, that shit is funny." All right, Boogie, before you go, let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at Boogie Wonderland, BOOGIE WONDERLAND. That's on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter at your boy Boogie, YABOYBOOGIE. Find me on TikTok, Boogie Wonderland, BOOGIEJUANDERLAN. So pretty much that's my thing. Keep me in the loop, fellas. Anytime you guys have anything going on, I'm rocking with you. Again, I'm gonna have to have you on the cast, and then we got to keep it moving, keep these vibrations warm.
That's right. Well, listen, like I said, we got too many feelings about our dating experience. You know what I'm saying? Boogie was on. Man, listen, all of y'all out there, send us a message. Our handles are in the description. Let us know how you feel about your own personal experiences with dating. This has been a good one. I've been here with
your main man, Freddie B. You already know.
Yeah, apparently we do. And who else we got way out in California?
Of course, it's Boogie. Appreciate y'all. One love.
And I'm yours truly, T Staples. And make sure you catch us next time when we have too many feelings. Peace.